So these are just some notes on the Colin McLeod lecture, Penguin. He did an opening routine, which was dangerous bag, where he had two paper bags, same size. One had glass in it. I think his routine is called safe bag. The other bag was empty. It was an equivoque, but the wording was, do you want me to use it or get rid of it? So, so the spectator picked a bag, and then he basically said, okay, would you like me to use it or get rid of it? And so let's say the glass was in here and they said, get rid of it. He would get rid of it and then smash this one. If they said this one, use it, he would say, okay, then I'll get rid of this one, okay? So it was all really well done. I think it's a good line. You're really only giving the directions if you use it or get rid of it afterwards. He also had a nice routine using the gimmick where you sort of have like a magnetic thing here and the coin's magnetic, and then you put the coin in either hand, and then he did like a frame over their hand to pick the coin. But he didn't make it about the coin. He had the audience yell out words. And in the yelling out of words, he did, let's say, a woman's name, a food, and then an animal. So, and then he did miscalls sort of the name. So let's say I want to force Lori, French fries, and dog. He said, okay, yell out women's names. And so he's like, okay, I heard, was it you? And he points to a group, Lori, and then you, what did you say? Okay, Stephanie. So then he has Lori and Stephanie. Then he says, okay, I want you to imagine that you picture the names here. Then I get to read that this hand is Lori. He says, okay, so this is Lori and this is Stephanie. And this is Lori and Stephanie. Look, remember, what did you get? And he says, Lori, he writes it down. And then he does the same thing with the food and the animal. And then, so he guesses the coin in the proper hand. And then as a finale, at the end, he has that he predicted the three things. So I thought that was a very clever way, and certainly a much more improved manner of using, which hand, although I love which hand. I'm almost wondering if there's a way to do it with two-card Monty. He also did a dual reality routine, which, I'm not sure I would do, but it was any word, any book, an invisible book. He uses the Sonata gimmick. I loved how he played it, and he, said, I want you to imagine, take the book off the shelf and look at the book. Do you see the title? Then okay, now flip through it. Do you see a page number? Okay, imagine words, and then he flipped the Sonata gimmick. He's like, imagine one of the words, imagine a couple of the words. So, and then the back of the Sonata gimmick had three words, something like cat, love, house, and then he did, the revelation of the word, he actually asked the audience. He went out into the audience to have them reveal the word, and then what he did was he had a ball that had the cat, so that's how he had a multiple out on the word that they would finally select. So they have three words, cat, love, house. He then said, okay, change it. Okay, you got settle on one word. Then let's say it was cat. He would say, okay, I'm gonna have the audience read your mind. Tell them how many letters the word is. So they say three, it's in the ball. Then he had something in his lapel that said love. And then the envelope said house. So depending on what he says, depending on what the spectator is thinking of, you now are ahead. So if they're thinking of a four-letter word, it's love, it's here, it's close to your heart. The idea was the ball, that a cat or dog would chase a ball, and then house was in the envelope because it has the tip like this. So I thought that was absolutely fantastic if I was going to do a stage routine. The only issue was what do you do if they pick love, and now you've given out that envelope, and the answer is you do another effect, which would probably be like the coin thing, the Lori French fry dog force. You just would switch the envelope before you write, you'd write down something on it and then hand it back to them. Or you could do a different effect and just switch the envelopes. You change your mind. Anything. There's a myriad of things you could do, but I thought it was beautiful routining.